Good morning all of you and welcome to English class. Today we are going to learn an interesting lesson. The lesson name is Dr. Gulliver. The lesson we are going to learn is Dr. Gulliver. Gulliver, Dr. Gulliver. Gulliver was a doctor. So, Gulliver is the main character or the important character in our lesson. Some incident had happened in his life. It was a strange incident, at the same time very interesting incident which happened in his life. So, let us learn what had happened in his life through this lesson. Gulliver was a busy doctor in London. He wanted to take a break and decided to go to distant lands and see different people and things. He loved sailing. He started on his voyage, and after some days, the ship hit a terrible storm and it sank. Gulliver fell into the stormy sea and tried to swim, but he couldn't. So, this is the first paragraph. Let us try to understand the meaning of every sentence in the paragraph. Gulliver was a busy doctor in London. So, there is a city or a town mentioned here, London. It is one of the greatest cities. It is the capital of UK, England capital. What is England capital? London. Very beautiful town. It is there in London, and the England capital is London. So, Gulliver was a busy doctor in London. He was a doctor by profession. The profession of Gulliver is he was a doctor, medical practitioner. He was a busy doctor who was working in London. Busy doctor in the sense he was a famous doctor. Many patients would prefer Dr. Gulliver because they trust in him that he could deal any sort of sickness or any sort of illness. That is why number of people used to flock to Dr. Gulliver, and Dr. Gulliver used to be very busy all the time throughout the year. He wanted to take a break and decided to go to the distant lands and see different people and things. So, one day he decided that he should take a break. Without a break, continuously he was working throughout the year. He wanted to take a short break for relief, and he wanted to go to distant lands, very far away lands he wanted to go, so that he would be away from the place. At the same time, he will have a pleasure of visiting a new place. So, that is what his intention. And what he wanted to do? He wanted to take a break and he wanted to go to far away lands to see different people and to see different things. That is what his idea. And meaning for the word break, we know this meaning, B-R-E-A-K, break, which means gap or rest, that you take when you are working. Why do we take to relax ourselves? We take breaks when we are working. It also gives another meaning. Break means to destroy something, to split something into two parts. That is also the meaning of this. But here in this particular sentence, the sense in which this word break is used is, it gives the meaning gap or rest. Next, another word, distant. Distant means far away. Distant means far away. So, where did the Gulliver want to go? He wanted to go to distant place where there are different people and different things to see there. He loved sailing. He started on his voyage and after some days the ship hit a terrible storm and it sank. He started a voyage. Before he started his voyage, he decided that he should go by ship or boat. There is particular word mentioned here, sailing. Sailing means traveling in a ship or boat. Traveling in a ship or boat is called as sailing. So, Gulliver decided that he should go by a ship or boat to that different place or to that new place to see different people or things. So, he started his voyage. Voyage means similar to the sailing. Voyage means a long journey. By ship or boat. A long journey that you do by a ship or boat is called as voyage. Sailing means traveling by ship or boat. It's referred to traveling, or it also refers to traveling, but I used here traveling, I used here journey. It is a noun. It is used as, it can be used as verb as well as noun. Now see here what he did then. He loved sailing. He wanted to go to that new place to see different people or to see different things by boat or ship. That's why he liked sailing. To start his journey. He started his voyage, and after some days the ship hit a terrible storm and it sank. He started his journey. The journey that he took to go to new place, he has to travel many days. He has to travel many days by going by ship or boat. So, when he was in the middle of his journey, he was traveling by ship going in a sea. There was a strong storm, terrible storm. Terrible storm means a violent or a dangerous storm which hit his ship, and his ship had become into pieces. After being hit by the storm, the ship of Gulliver became pieces and it sank. Gulliver fell into the stormy sea and tried to swim, but he couldn't. So, it is very difficult for him to swim from the middle of the sea to reach the shore. So, even though he tried to swim to reach the shore to save himself, but it was very difficult for him and he couldn't swim. There are a few more words here. You see here, terrible. Terrible. Terrible means very bad. Very bad. Or serious also. Storm, another word, storm. Storm, a very bad weather. Very bad weather with a lot of rain. Rain or wind. Very bad weather with a lot of rain and wind. If you find the rain with a lot of wind causing disaster or damaging things, it is called as storm. What kind of storm? That hit Gulliver's ship? A terrible storm, very dangerous and strong storm hit the ship of the Gulliver, and it had become into pieces and it sank in the middle of the sea. Gulliver tried to swim across the sea, but he could not. Let's move on to next paragraph. When he woke up, Gulliver found himself on a shore. He tried to move, but he could not move. He was tied down. He felt something moving on his body. When he looked at his body carefully, he found tiny people moving on his hands and legs and chest. So, When he woke up, Gulliver found himself on a shore. He tried to swim to reach the shore, but he could not swim, and he did not know what had happened to him afterwards. Maybe he was swooned, which means he became unconscious, and he might have gone into the water, and the waves or the tides, strong tides of the sea might have brought him to the shore. See what had happened. When he woke up, Gulliver found himself on a shore. He was unaware of the situation when the ship sank, when he tried to swim. He could not swim. Maybe he went into the water. The waves have brought him to the shore. When he woke up, he found that he was there on the shore. So it was a surprise for him to know how could he reach the shore. He tried to move, but he could not move. So after becoming aware, when he opened his eyes, he looked here and there, and he came to know that he reached shore, and he wanted to move by turning his body, or by making some movements with his body, but he could not move. He was unable to move. He was struggling to move. He was tied down. He felt something moving on his body. His body was tied with ropes, and that is why he was unable to get up and unable to move. He felt something moving on his body. Not only he was tired, it's not a tired but tied. Not only he was tied down, but something was moving on his body. When you are sleeping, you imagine you are sleeping. Somebody tied your hands and legs of you to the cot or to the bed, and ants are moving on your body. How would you feel? The same feeling Gulliver felt when he was tied down on the shore. He felt something was moving on his body. Something was moving on his body, but he couldn't see what was there moving on his body. When he looked at his body carefully, he found tiny people moving on moving his hands, legs, and chest. When he closed his eyes and opened his eyes and looked at himself to know what was moving on his body, very carefully, when he looked at himself, he found tiny people moving on his hands, legs, and chest. On his hands and on his legs, on the body, especially on the chest, small, very tiny people were moving. Tiny means very small. Tiny, very small. The size of these small people, or the size of these tiny people, is as small as ants. Such a small people were moving on the body of Gulliver. When he shook his hands and legs and tried to untie himself forcefully, little men ran away for their lives. They started shooting arrows at his hand. After some time, Gulliver heard the voice of the king of the little kingdom. Gulliver did not understand the language, but nodded his head in agreement to whatever he said. The king was happy. He gave Gulliver some food to eat. Gulliver later learnt that he was in the kingdom called Lilliput, and the tiny people were known as Lilliputians. Now, Gulliver understood who the people were, and who were the people who were moving on his body, and who were the people who tied down his hands and legs in the shore with the ropes. See, when he shook his hands and legs and tried to untie himself forcefully, the little men ran away for their lives. Gulliver felt uneasy after being tied down, and when people were moving, small tiny people were moving on his body, he felt uncomfortable and he wanted to get up, and he stretched his arms to untie or to break the ropes by which he was tied down. So when he untied, or when he tried to untie himself forcefully, all the small men who were moving on his body, they were afraid and they ran away for their lives. They ran away for their lives means they went away from Gulliver to protect their lives, because they thought that Gulliver would kill them. Those small men who were moving on the body of the Gulliver, they seems to be very small, like tiny ants, whereas this Gulliver is looking like a giant. And it is for him, the body or the structure of Gulliver looked like an elephant. You imagine, you can compare a small dog with an elephant. The same difference is there between the small men and Gulliver. They started shooting arrows at his hand. After some time, Gulliver heard the voice of the king of the little kingdom. The people, after being ran away from Gulliver, when Gulliver tried to get up and when he tried to free himself from the ropes, they went away from him to protect their lives, and they started shooting the arrows. Arrows is a straight stick with a pointed tip, which is used to hurt or kill others. They were shooting Gulliver with the arrows. Those arrows were like small pins to Oliver. Sorry, those arrows were like small pins to Gulliver. Even though they entered into his body, but Gulliver didn't feel pain. If you poke an elephant with a small pin, would it react? Will it be painful to it? No. It's very common. So in the same way, the Gulliver considered when they were shooting arrows at him, and they started shooting their arrows at the hands and legs of Gulliver. But Gulliver, when he was getting all the arrows towards him, he also listened to some voice which was coming from king. And the king was talking something, or king was telling something to the Gulliver. Who was that king? He was the king of all the small people. Gulliver did not understand his language, but nodded his head in agreement to whatever the king said. The king was telling something, even though Gulliver could not follow the language of king, because Gulliver speak different language, and the king, small people who were there, they were communicating with each other with a different language. Therefore, Gulliver could not understand the language of king. Even though he could not understand anything from king, he was simply nodding. Nodding means moving his head. He was only moving his head. When you move your head, what does it mean? Others think that you are accepting, you are agreeing something for the other person says. In the same way, Gulliver, when he nodded his head, the king of the small people thought that, yeah, Gulliver is accepting whatever I say, so Gulliver will not harm. Maybe king might have told that don't move or don't harm the people. If you move or if you kill the people, you will get punishment and you will be killed. That's what king might have told him. But even though Gulliver couldn't know, it just moved his head in agreement, and king was happy. He gave Gulliver some food to eat. Gulliver later learned that he was in the kingdom of Lilliput, and the tiny people were known as Lilliputians. So since the Gulliver agreed to whatever king said, king felt little happy. King thought that, yeah, this beast or this strong creature is listening my words, and king ordered these people to give him some food, and Gulliver ate the food, and Gulliver was a little happy. And he understood that the people who were living and who were moving on his body, and the kingdom is known as Lilliput, and the people who lived there were Lilliputians. This is what Gulliver understood. According to him, what was the name of the kingdom? Lilliput. The people who lived in the Lilliput were called as Lilliputians. So this is the lesson, and still there is little more lesson, remaining lesson we see in the next class. Thank you.